What's good, everybody? RJ Shelton here, back with another episode of Spartan Dogs. As you see on the screen here, got my good brother Tony Lippett, aka Lip. What's happening, my good brother?
Hey man, I'm just here drinking some tissue, boy. That shit steaming, boy. Gotta get that tea now. The weather changing, you feel what I'm saying? But what up, though, man? What's happening?
You already know what we do on here. Let's just go ahead and get right into it. Football season is here in the NFL. Regular season game, week one. Detroit Lions going to face the Green Bay Packers. That one is at 3:25 p.m. We're here. There's no more preseason games. There's no more talking about it for, a long time. It was gone. Now it's back. Big one to go ahead and start the season off for the Detroit Lions. Talk to me about your team, my good brother.
First off, they are the underdogs heading into Green Bay. And I don't think they were the underdogs before this trade.
They were not.
That's what I'm saying. So, obviously, you can tell how big of a trade Micah Parsons to the Green Bay Packers were. But we'll elaborate on that after. Let's just talk about the game. Let's break down the game. First game of the season, Aiden Hutchinson is back. He's coming off the gruesome injury he had last year, but he's back. We've seen him in training camp, making things happen, doing his spin move. He's a force. Run game and pass game. Like, if you seen me, I had tweeted like last week. I think this is before Michael Parsons got traded. I had tweeted a bunch of defensive players, like the D lineman players. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
It was like 8 of them. I think it's probably like 11 of them. And I did that because I was like, these are the guys that you would probably choose potentially over Micah Parsons. And I just threw a list out there of some of the best D tackles, D linemen. I put Dexter Lawrence on there, Quentin Williams. I don't think I put Leonard Williams on there, but Leonard Williams. I put Aiden Hutchinson. I put Myles Garrett, TJ, all them guys, Chris Jones. And I was just thinking, like, which one of them guys would you take over Micah Parsons? Because I remember I was watching something, and no, I was watching, it's a new show with Skip Bayless. I guess he on Gil's Arena or something like that now. They got like this thing called The Arena, and it's Skip Bayless. I think it's Akeem Talib, Jay Gruden, and it was somebody else. It was somebody else. I forgot who the other body else was, but it was those three, and they were just talking about the trade and the value of Micah Parsons and who would you take over him, and if he's a top 10 defensive player in the league. And Jay Gruden was like, man, I don't know. They got the naming guys. And I'm like, damn, let me go see who I would take over Micah Parsons. And I made a list, and I was like, bro, Jalen Carter. I'm just talking about D lineman, period. Jalen Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Quentin Williams, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, Aiden Hutchinson. Some people would take Trey Hendrickson over him. You feel me? It was like a list. I'm like, damn, I got down to like 8, 9. I was like, hold up, I don't know. But Micah Parsons is a beast. So obviously him coming to there definitely is going to swing the pendulum over there, especially, and they're the home team. So that's why that is. With all that being said, I think the Lions are going to go into Lambeau Field and get the W. There's some things going on with the Green Bay Packers offense. And when I say things, I mean there's some chemistry that they don't have right now. Obviously, you have Jaden Reed coming back from a foot injury. I just seen something he said that even when he cuts and runs, he still feel the pain in his foot. So if you hurt right now, you're going to be hurt all season. Like, you're not getting healthy during the season. Like, that's the thing with football. And even basketball. I would probably say sports. But some sports are faster than others. They use different muscles more than others. So he's going to probably be hurting all year. Christian Watson, number 9 is Watson, right?
Yep.
Watson, he won't be back to at least the first 8 games of the season. He probably going to miss all of those because he tore his ACL a little bit later in the season last year. So he going to have to come back and get into a rhythm, and that's going to be later on down the line. So then you go up down to wide receivers, like, okay, who is going to be the main target? Obviously, we got a rookie. We think he's going to be well, but we don't know for sure, you feel me? Even if he's going to be great as Golden, the wide receiver number 0, he just changed the number to number 0. Even if he's going to be great, I don't want to say he's not going to do it from week 1 all the way through, but I would bet that he's not going to go out there and be Justin Jefferson on Sunday. You feel me? Justin Jefferson came out in game 1 and let y'all know, like, yeah, I'm about to be gritty in forever. Y'all know what's up. I don't think he's going to do that. But I could be wrong as well because he has the potential to, he can catch every route, run every route. He's savvy. He's aggressive towards the ball. So he can be that guy. You remember Santana?
Yeah.
He can be a better Santana Moss. Like, he one of those stocky little receivers. I ain't saying he little, but he's more stocky. He's going to be hard to tackle, and he's aggressive. He's an aggressive guy. Like, even when I watched him at Texas, he's aggressive. So, but we still don't know because he hasn't played against ones yet in a real NFL game. So it's always different. But with all that being said, I got the Lions going in there and taking a W. I feel like they're just ready, New coordinators. I'm sure they're ready to actually call live plays against a team. This is the division game. Division games are usually count like as 2 games in one. So you got a road division game. You definitely want to start off the season and win this game right here. And I think they got the guys to do it. I mean, the offense ain't missing no pieces. They ain't going to miss a beat from last year. Maybe the play calling might be a little different, but they still got Pro Bowl guys over there that's going to make some things happen. And J-Mo going to take off to another level as well this year. I just got the Lions. Maybe the next matchup will be a little bit more closer or be a little bit more competitive. But this matchup, this game, I think the Lions are going to win. I'm going to throw a score out there. I'm going to go 31-23. I'm going to go 31-23. They win by 8 points, and that'll be that. So I got the Lions winning that. What you got?
I do think that is a very reasonable score. I mean, if you look at the Detroit Lions, top to bottom, their roster, even us adding Micah Parsons, I still feel that the Lions slightly have a better roster, especially from the offensive perspective, because the wide receivers are crazy, the tight ends are crazy, and they just got Pro Bowl guys. Like, it's really hard for me right now. Like, I am very excited to see what this game holds because now I get to see kind of what our offense is going to be like from a Packers perspective, and get to see, as I mentioned earlier, when I did my little segment on just plain and simple, where I go ahead and just talk about kind of just Wisconsin sports, but I'll just reiterate it here. I mean, Jordan Love obviously has to go ahead and take the next step. That's nothing that needs to be, hidden. That is one of the main vocal points. Like, what is he going to do this year? And I know that we say the drops and all that, and that, yes, that does play a big factor. So then what are the wide receivers going to do? We see that we're very slim there just going into this season. So we really have to rely on, and you said this all the time, and I just like to say it again, we have to rely on really our tight ends and our run game, because that's going to keep us realistically in a lot of ball games. And hopefully Golden does turn out to be, not saying Justin Jefferson, but he's a guy that has over 900 yards in maybe 3-5 touchdowns and being effective, just being one of those guys where, we have designed plays for him because we're running the football, we're play actioning, we're getting to Luke Musgrave, we're getting it to Tucker Kraft, we're running the football, or we got Devontae Wicks that comes around, or we got Romeo Doubs that comes around. So I am very excited to see what goes on, because this is a very good test for both teams. Like, these are both teams that are definitely going to go ahead and be playing football when it comes playoff time. Like, these are 2 teams that are definitely going to be in the mix when it comes to NFC North. So, in NFC period. So I'm ready to see what goes down. Yeah.
Question for you, because I heard you, because I've always been talking about the run game, as far as with this team, I feel like they need to lean into that more. With the creativeness from all of these offensive coordinators, the Sean McVays, the Kyle Shanahan's, you can even say Mike McDaniel to a certain extent, to the what's y'all coach name? LaFleur. It's Matt
LaFleur. Right? Yep.
To these guys with these different schemes, do you think the Packers are gonna have? Do you think the Packers? When I say Packers, I mean Jordan Love and Matt LaFleur. Do you think those 2 guys are going to have the patience to stick to the run game, knowing that this guy's making $50 million a year? This guy didn't come over here to really call run plays. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to be creative a little bit with the run game, but he's not coming over here to call run plays. Do you think he would have the discipline to know, like, I got to coach differently this year than I've coached in the past? Do you think they will have the patience, to do that week in and week out?
I think with where you're going into the season right now, you definitely have to. And if we look at all the previous Packer teams that have been very efficient, you have Aaron Rodgers, right? You have Brett Favre. You had mediocre running backs. Excuse me, not saying that Jones and those guys were top guys, but we have a top guy that is top 3 in the run game of last year, top 5. Call it what you want to call it. Basically good enough, but you have to stick with it.
My boy at Mine Green, he was nice.
He was nice. That's what I'm saying. Like, not the stature of what we have right now with Josh Jacobs, but we've had very good running backs.
You think so?
Mine Green. We've had these. I would take Josh Jacobs over Ahman Green. Ahman Green was nice. Don't get me wrong. I would take Josh
I like
Jacobs.
Ahman Green, bro. I like Ahman Green. I mean, I wouldn't take him over there, but I think Ahman Green he would catch the ball out the backfield. He can run the ball. I mean, we had to see with Josh Jacobs this year. Is this his second year with the Packers?
Yep, second year with the Packers.
So we had to see like what he looks like this year because Ahman Green played for them for years and he was a good, solid running back for them. So we gotta see him more as a Packer to see like I get what you're saying though, but Ben, I just had to throw that question at you real quick to see where you was coming from because you missed the Packer himself, you know.
No, just to continue, just to conclude that it's just you have to go ahead and I think this year of not even saying rely because we don't like what is the connection, and this is my biggest pet peeve, like what is the connection between Matt LaFleur and Jordan Love? Like are they on the same page? Does Matt LaFleur trust him to go ahead and make reads, the correct reads? Like are we good? Right? Yeah, like are we good to go ahead? Yeah, he drafted him. That's his guy. So there's no excuses. Like he sat there for however long with Rodgers. There should be a groove, and I can sit here and nitpick everything, but we have to go ahead and we have to be able to stick to the run. And I don't give a shit what the score is. I don't care how many points are up because I don't. If we look at the you do the data to where. Okay, what do they do when they're in shotgun? What do they do when they were in under center? Yeah, we go ahead and say that being under center is terrible or shotgun is one of those situations where it's like, oh, it's more efficient. But what is more confusing for a defense? A hard play action underneath center. And especially when you have a guy like Josh Jacobs running the football. And that just goes vice versa for Jared Goff and all the running backs they got there. Gibbs. Yeah. Like looking at if you're playing anything on defense and you're a defensive coordinator looking at that situation, you're like, damn, like I can only imagine what those guys are seeing because we don't know what that play action is going to turn into, or it's not play action at all and they're running stretch on the left side. We just have to keep it very basic.
Yeah.
For the Packers. Like, and it goes for a lot of teams. Like you just seen this week college football. These coaches going ahead and doing things that are just unacceptable on the offensive end. But just to get back to basics, man. Just get back to hard play action. I've been saying this last year. I think if we're in that bag of being under center more, I think we need to because we really don't have the depth right now at wide receiver because a lot of guys are out. But again, I'm just throwing salt out there. I'm just throwing information. We're going to see at 325 what the Packers and what the Lions are going to be on, and that's going to be showing you what the season is going to be because that game it's already up. Like those are like you say 2 games. Those are like 4 games in one. Like, yeah. Those are games that like you have to win. Like you can't go ahead and have it to where you get blown out and now you are going to be the talk of like, oh well, typical Packers or oh well, Lions, it could go either way. So I'm excited for that one. 325. Definitely be tuning into that. Football's here. We'll definitely have that when that game gets done. We'll go ahead and talk over all that good stuff. Moving on over to Michigan State. They went ahead and won 23-6. Aiden Childs was 17 of 23 from the field, 155 yards, 1 touchdown. The Middle Tennessee, 14 carries, 103 for 1 touchdown. Yikes. That's pretty good. And he was very active that whole time. Having 14 catches in a home opener, that is crazy. And Kelly had 7 rushing yards. My bad. 14 carries, 103 yards, 1 touchdown. Frazier had that, and that was for rushing. My bad. I got a little overwhelmed when I saw 14. I'm like, ooh, Lord. It might have been someone had 14 targets or something. And then Kelly had 7 receptions for 75. Marshall had a touchdown as well. He had 5 receptions for 32 yards. As I'm looking here, Corey had 1 reception for 28. Not really going crazy when it comes to receiving, but we did run the ball pretty effectively with that 200 monster that we got going on with Tellis and Frazier. Tellis had 7 carries for 52 yards and 1 touchdown. Total offense, we had 336 yards. It's always good to go ahead and get the first one in the woodshed, but I think there's still a lot to improve on. But a win's a win. Talk to me a little bit about this game.
First, it was good to see some Spartan football. Always love that Friday night opener. And like I said, before we kind of been talking a little bit all summer. I wanted to see what the quarterback looked like. He looked okay. He looked okay. It's a first outing. There was some missed throws, but there was some made throws. He extended the play a couple times, and if he extended the play a couple times and he overthrew a couple guys, maybe that's just the first game type thing. Maybe that's just first game. Getting the feel. Maybe by game 3, game 4, he's dropping that right in. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe that's just the first game, dropping it in. You filling out the players. You filling it all out. Like you said, I like the running game. They rushed the ball for 181 yards, only gave up 29 rushing yards. So that's you plus 160, 150 on the rushing game. That's how you want to do it. You had the ball for 37 minutes to their 23. You dominated the clock, dominated possessions. That's where you want to go. You had 20 first downs, they had 10. So obviously, you're making plays, you getting chunk yardage, but you also just getting first downs. You're getting your 3rd and 3s. You're getting your 2nd and 7s, and you're getting a first down. So that's always good. I like the defense. I want to see them versus better talent. I liked our defense last year. Like I said, I want to continue to see them, against better talent, against guys that can go and get the ball faster. And they weren't bad. Like they were all right. Like they quarterback, but they had some wide receivers that was making some catches. They was making some plays. They had a wide receiver that had 6 catches for 74 yards, a 35-yard catch down the field, and then you had another one with 3 catches for 85 yards and a 42-yard. And that was the one he damn near kind of mossed him on the fade up the right sideline. Came back and made a hell of a catch. And that's the things I want to see. Like when the ball in there, I want to see the DB make a play on the ball, because there's going to be better receivers that's going to go over top of their ass and catch it and stiff arm them and keep going. So it's like I want to see these guys make plays when the plays are available, especially on the perimeter. I like the way the linebackers played. Number 5, I think his last name Hall. I like him. He be active. He be moving. I even liked him when he used to get in last year. I'm like, bro, whoever 5 is, he be making things happen. It seemed like he's an energy guy out there. I like the way he played football. It was good seeing us get a W. I would want to see more from Charles. 17 for 23, 155. He fumbled a couple times, got sacked a couple times, held on to the ball too long a couple times. But he also had a nice little scramble for a long run for like over 20 yards. Did that. When he rolling out in the pocket, left, right, he looks athletic. He looks like an athlete. He just got to – when he's on the run, when it turns into a scramble drill, he has to make the defense pay. You have to. You have to make them pay, because ain't nothing like you in the pocket and then you scramble out. Now everybody, the linemen running all at you, and you make a play down the field and they see it. Now they play being made, and then they heart just drop. Like, God damn. I mean, now they got to run an extra 15 yards to chase you outside the pocket. Now they hurt. Now they pass rush a little bit slower now. And it was game 1, so you already know the wind going to be crazy anyway. So when I say win, I mean like them breathing. But it was a solid game for us. I would give it a C. I want to see more. We scored 21 points in the first half. Scored 2 in the second half. No offensive points. We got a safety. You didn't score any points. You can't take your foot off the gas. You got to keep going. And quarterbacks played the whole time. So you got to keep our foot on the gas and continue to improve. And shit, let's move on to the next week. But good start to the season. Shout out to y'all boys. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, no, I got nothing on that, man. I liked what I saw. It's just, got to keep stacking days. The big thing, like you said, the second half, not scoring any points. We can't be having that, especially going in this week playing against Boston College. Boston College won 66-10 this previous weekend.
Yeah.
We said again, 66-10. They had over 555 yards of total offense.
Another thing that I seen when I was watching the game, Aiden Childs had 23 pass attempts. 10 of them went to Kelly. Kelly is number 1. He has 7 catches for 75 yards, 21 yards being the longest. I like what I seen from him. Yes. Number 1, Kelly. He didn't look like he was thinking about catching the ball. He looked like he was thinking about what I'm going to do after I catch this motherfucker. I'm going to catch it for sure. What I'm going to do after I catch it. Like, that's what I seen from him. Like, he was making moves and cuts, and he just had, like, an energy to him, like, from the first play. I think the first play was a throw to him, wasn't it? I think the first play was a throw to him on, like, a little, bubble route, bubble blocking, just quick little throw out there. He cut back, da-da-da. I'm like, okay. Then he caught the RPO where Aiden threw it behind him, but he stretched all the way behind it and caught it. I'm like, I just like the way he was moving out there. So I like that. Obviously, I'm not gonna say his favorite target, but he threw to him 10 times. Maybe they double covering Nick Marsh because Nick Marsh he a beast as well. So there's gonna be unlimited eyes on him every time. So other guys gonna be able to step up and create. And if Kelly continue to do that, then it's gonna have to be like, shit, we gotta worry about him too. Now you gotta worry about two guys. And that opens up the running game, the tight ends, the seams. Cause now you gotta play too high. Now you got 6 in the box, maybe 5, because colleges be doing what the fuck they want to do. You never know, you know what I'm saying? So I like what I seen from Kelly, man. Shout out to him. I don't know him, but I'm watching you, dog. I'm watching all y'all wideouts. I'm watching, motherfucker. Oh, I'm watching. Keep doing y'all thing, though. Take it to another level, man.
No, absolutely. No, I just think like this game was just solidified for me that everyone's bringing that intensity every play. I was just looking at how we're lining up. Like, I'm one of those guys. Like, how we lining up? Boom, we getting out there with a purpose. What we doing on defense? We're doing on offense. Are we going ahead with the wide receivers? Just said with Kelly, are we getting jiggy, seeing the ball? Boom. Okay, we're getting active. We're moving. We're trying to make plays. Plays are being made. We just got to, like I said, we got to continue to stack, continue to have that purpose every time you step out on that field. I liked what I saw. But this is going to be a good test because now that, you have that one out of the way, Boston College scored 66 points. You got them at the crib. This is going to be a good game. Like, this is not going to be one of those games you think that you're going to have to roll over because you held a Western Michigan team to 0. Offense really didn't do nothing, but they kind of sort of did without really scoring. Boston College is going to move the football. Like, they didn't score 66 points for no reason at over 555 yards. So, again, that's another test for the defense. Offense, what are you going to do now? You're going to go ahead and match that energy? Or are we going to go ahead and do what we need to do? Talk to me a little bit about this game because, like I said earlier, I think this is one game that is definitely going to be,
oh my,
when it comes third, fourth quarter, you're going to sit there and be like, yeah, this is going to be for real.
I'm sitting here looking at the stats. I went to the Boston College stats. Obviously, you said they won by 56 points. They had the ball for 34 minutes. They had 555 yards total. Out of the 555 yards total, they had 458 passing yards. They had 26 first downs, no turnovers. So I was looking at their wide receivers. They had a wide receiver that had 11 catches, 138 yards. That's some lip shit right there, boy. You got to have some touchdowns with it, though, bro. He was eating. He was definitely eating. His longest catch was 32 yards, so he was getting busy. 11 catches for 138 and your longest catch 32 yards? Yeah, that sounded like you was running routes. It sounded like you was getting open and running routes and making catches and moving the chains. That's what I like. Their next receiver had 3 catches, only 3 targets, 96 yards and 1 touchdown. Another receiver had 1 catch for 55 yards. A tight end had 5 catches for 50 yards. Another wide receiver had 3 for 49 yards. Another wide receiver had 2 catches for two touchdowns. And 2 other receivers had 2 other touchdowns. So it's a lot of guys touching the ball from what I'm seeing. And they throwing the ball a lot. They're throwing the ball a lot. They had 39 pass attempts total, but the starting quarterback had 34. He was 26 for 34, 268, 4 touchdowns. That's solid. No interceptions. Got sacked twice, but I didn't watch the game, so I don't know if it was his fault, if it was defense, or whatever it was. It's 2 sacks. Man, obviously they're going to pass the ball. So this is going to be a test for our secondary for sure because they got challenged last week versus Western. And I don't think Western got the talent that Boston College got. Obviously, they got a wide receiver that caught. But when you catch double-digit catches in a game, that's big. I don't care what level you're on. Like, maybe not high school because high school is high school. But even high school, you catch 10 passes in a game of high school, I think that's tough. You know what I'm saying? That's tough. That's like dropping 35 in basketball.
Yeah.
10 catches, I mean, obviously, if you got a lot of yards with it, that is more and more. But 10 catches is steep, bro. And then you got all these guys that's touching the ball. Like, a lot of guys had touchdowns that touched the ball once or twice. So, obviously, there's some type of chemistry with this offense. There's some belief with the coach and the quarterback that we going to air this boy out. We going to put up points, and we going to dance out there on this perimeter for sure. So they're a passing team. They still had 97 yards rushing, but they had 450 passing. 450. They started, bro, both of their quarterbacks had over 190 yards passing. Both of them. One had 268, the other one had 190. The other one he was 5 of 5 for 190 with 1 touchdown. That motherfucker had a perfect game. So they're gonna come into the woodshed ready to play. They're gonna come ready to play. They're gonna come with confidence. Their offense gonna come hype because they just put up 66 points. They're gonna be ready to play. So defense gotta be ready. It gotta be ready for somebody to like separate themselves from the crowd. We need somebody on defense, somebody in the secondary or the D line to separate themselves from the crowd and say, hey bro, I'm like that. I'm gonna be first team all Big Ten. Minimum. You feel what I'm saying? We need somebody in the secondary or the D line to just be like, hey, we got a game plan for this guy right here. This guy be disruptive as fuck. He's always in the right place at the right time. He can make a play on the ball, rushing the pass, whatever it is. We need a guy like that. So this is gonna be a good test for it. So I'm gonna be tuned in. Let's get it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That one is going to be, if I am getting the time right, that one's at 6:30 p.m., so that's a night game. So another game where you playing a nice little, I guess, prime time. I don't know what streaming service it's be on, but it might be on Fox. But that's another
NBC.
game to go ahead and NBC, go ahead and get ready to play for. I remember when those times were, man, we ready to go ahead and get it together. So I'm ready to see that. That one is at 6:30. Let's get it done. Let's move on over to the Detroit Tigers. They are still first in their division. They go ahead and face the New York Mets today, and then they go ahead and face them Wednesday. I think they played them already. Let's see here. They unfortunately lost against them yesterday, so hopefully they can go ahead and get these 2 games. We're going to take the series sweep. Then they go ahead and face the White Sox in a 3-game series, and then they got the Yankees, and they head to New York for that. So if you really look at it here, they go ahead and take care of these Mets in the sweep, or not a sweep, excuse me, to win the series. They'll easily go ahead and take care of the White Sox. The White Sox are damn near the worst team, I think, in the MLB, or second to worst. And then you got the Yankees. So we should see how that goes down. But first in the ALC, go ahead.
How many teams from each division make it to the playoffs? Is it 8 each, or do you know?
Yeah, I think it's so. Say for instance, it's got to be, because I don't know like the whole MLB like seeding and everything. It's got to be.
Teams.
It's got to be the top 2 teams within each division, as you just said. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So
okay,
it's the 2 top teams out of it. That would make sense. And then there's a wild card that like you play in to get in. So it might be like the 3rd team or wherever the 3rd team is for each division. Like they're fighting to go ahead and get to that wild card to get in. So
okay,
I could be wrong, but I think that's kind of, just looking at it, that's probably how it rolls. So, but still first, 80 wins, 59 losses, second best record in the MLB. Sorry that we got you still. Don't
worry about it.
We got freaking hosed last night against the Phillies, but whatever. But yeah, it'll be something, man, to have Detroit Tiger playoff baseball, and then you have the Lions playing football as well. Crazy. But we'll definitely keep on top of that. Let's go ahead and move on over to the next segment. Speak on it. The top 100 has finally went ahead and did 1 through 10. I'm going to go ahead and start at 10 here. 10 was Patrick Surtain. 9 was Justin Jefferson. 8 was Myles Garrett. 7 was Derrick Henry. 6 was Joe Burrow. 5 was Patrick Mahomes. Jamar Chase was 4. Josh Allen was 3. Lamar Jackson was 2. And Saquon Barkley went from 85 to 1 this year. He was the best player. Yes. He was voted on the best player in the NFL. Tell me your thoughts about that, because, there's a lot of people that could say, oh, you talk about Lamar Jackson, and obviously Lamar Jackson's an unreal talent. You got Josh Allen and the people that love Josh Allen. You got Jamar Chase. People love Jamar Chase. You got Patrick Mahomes. All these guys are very beloved, and they so rightfully so could have been number 1. But talk to me about this and what you saw from this list in your thoughts when you went in and see like, oh, wow, Saquon Barkley's number 1.
I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't mad at the top 10. I think they got the guys right in the top 10. I think they got number 1 right. Like Saquon Barkley, he had a hell of a year last year. Like You can't take nothing away from what he did. He had one of those, like, 20, 30 years from now, they're going to be talking about that season like we be hearing about Terrell Davis season, Walter Payton, Emmitt Smith. Like, he's going to be talked about exactly like he's in that family. Like, I know people don't want to be for real, but bro, Saquon is a generational player. Like, he's a generational player as well as a generational talent. Like, he's been great in high school. Like, bro, come on, just look at him, bro. Like, that shit is a gift from God. He has that, and he's doing right by what God gave him as well. You can tell dog living right. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, he's just different, bro. Like, when you played against Philly this year, you had to worry about everything else, but you had to worry about him. Like, you like, I like AJ Brown and I like all of that, but you had to worry about him. Because if you think you about to play too high and do that shit out there, you're not going to be able to contain him in the box at all with 6 or 7 or 8. Like, he can get it done versus whatever, because that offensive line good, the running game scheme good. Jalen Hurts always a threat to run the ball. So all of that just makes him so much better, bro. Like, we seen it all throughout the year. I'm still sick he didn't go for the record in the last game. But like I said, he did his thing. I remember saying, like, bro, if you don't win the Super Bowl and the MVP, you're gonna look back at that shit and be like, man, I should have went for it. I still think he's gonna look back at it like, bro, I should have went for that shit. If he even come close to getting close, let him have 1,300 rushing yards or 1,400 rushing yards by like week 12. He gonna be like, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it this year. I think he's gonna definitely have over 1,500 yards rushing again this year, as well as receiving. He gonna have another 300, 400, 500 on that. Touches, everything. Like, bro, man, come on, bro. He the best running back in this time for sure. Like, yeah, we like Derrick Henry and we like, other guys, but in this era, like, he the Adrian Peterson of this era. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's that type of dynamic player. Like, he is that. Like, you got a game plan for him no matter what. And you still got 2 Pro Bowl guys on the outside and Pro Bowl offense. Like, that offense loaded. They gonna go crazy this shit, offense loaded. Like I said, I think they got number 1 right. I wanted to throw Lamar there, but what Saquon did throughout the whole season and through the playoffs and what he walked into, like, he didn't even have like a bunch of yards in the Super Bowl. But you had to know where he was at every time, every play, and you had to tackle. So just knowing the threat of he can take this motherfucker 70 yards anytime he touched the ball. I'm sure the Chiefs defense didn't get a lot of sleep at night, bro. And a lot of teams, they're going to get a lot of sleep at night now because, like, knowing that you wake up and you got to play against Saquon, bro, that's different, bro. That's different, bro. Because he a beast, bro. And he can run you over. He can stiff arm you. He can juke you. And you can't catch him. And he don't slow down. He don't slow down when he running. Like, he can break an 80-yard run, and it's the same speed, the same intensity until he crossed the fucking goal line. And then after that, he's still going in the end zone and do that shit. Like, bro, he a beast. So they got it right. NFL players know what's up. Only thing I would change on the list, I think they got 1 right. I think they got 2 right. Was Jamar Chase number 4, right?
Yeah, Jamar Chase was 4.
I would put him at 3. I like Josh Allen. I know he won an MVP last year, but Jamar Chase, what he did last year, that shit was amazing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially as a wide receiver. Like, he was scoring touchdowns. He ran a Triple Crown. So I would have put him at 3. He had a legendary season last year. I'll put him at 3. I'll put Josh Allen at 4. 5 was Patrick Mahomes. And who was 6?
Joe Burrow.
Okay, I'm gonna keep Mahomes at 5. Just cause he didn't have an amazing year last year, but he got to the Super Bowl. He Patrick Mahomes, bro. Like, so I understand why they put him in top 5. 6, I'm gonna move Joe Burrow back to 7, and I'm gonna move Myles Garrett. So Myles Garrett was 7.
Derrick Henry was 7.
No, I meant my bad. I'm gonna move Derrick Henry to 6, and I'm gonna move Joe Burrow to 7 because I think Derrick Henry had a hell of a year, like 1,900 rushing yards. You feel me? Him and Saquon was going week to week on who gonna rush for the most yards. You feel me? Every week it was like, bro, who gonna break the record? Shit, well, either one of them break the record. Like, right. He just did his thing. I don't know why people didn't expect Derrick Henry to go crazy like that with Lamar Jackson next to him, but people didn't expect for him to do what he did last year. I don't know why, but he did, and he had a hell of a year last year. So I think that's the move I would make. I would put Jamar Chase at 3, and I will move Derrick Henry to 6. Now I'll move Joe Burrow back to 7. And the rest of the list, I'll keep it how it is. But it was a good list, though, man. A bunch of great players. I know it's dope as hell to just not be named. I think that's one of the biggest accomplishments in life, for real, in this life. If you, like, especially as a running back, if you are rewarded by your teammates, by your peers, as the number one player in the NFL with some of the with the most gifted athletes in the world, the most. There's no other. There's no other more gifted guys. There's no other sport that has so many gifted players all around. And for him to be the number one player, like, I feel like that's like, I don't want to say it's better than winning the MVP, but I think it's up there. I think it's up there with winning the MVP. That's dope as hell. Respect to Saquon, respect to all the players that made the votes, and now we get to start it over. That's the thing about sports. You got to do it again. You got to start over. What you did last year is dope, but what you do now matters even more. That's what I love about sports. So shout out to the list. Shout out to the guys. Shit, good shit. Let's get it.
Last but not least here, man, Justin Jefferson's too low for me. Way too low.
He was at 9, right?
He's way too low.
Where you moving him?
I would switch him and Myles Garrett.
Myles is at 8, right?
Yeah, I would switch him there. And then leave it as it is.
Okay.
It's just I just feel like it's one of those, like, you look at Justin Jefferson's career and the quarterbacks that he's had. Imagine if he had Joe Burrow for how many ever years that Jamar Chase had. Like, I just factor like that type of stuff in, because if he had someone like Joe Burrow, but that's no here. I'll move Justin Jefferson in Myles Garrett.
All right,
Pat Surtain's numbers are crazy too.
He won Defensive Player of the Year last year too, and he had 10.
He's about to go his own this season. There's gonna be a lot of guys that I feel are just gonna go ahead and do their thing. This top 10, like you said, I think this top 10 is good. And I know you say number 1, but imagine just being in that top 10 of this past year. Like, I was the top 10 best player in the NFL.
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is definitely an accomplishment. Shout out to the guys. Football season is obviously here. New stories, like you said. Let's move on over to week 1 of college football, just to talk about anything that you want to get off your chest. All these games were whack, if you want my honest opinion. Ohio State, Texas. I mean, you wanted to see what Archie Manning was about. He showed you what he was. Florida State, Alabama. Alabama just basically shit in the bed. You want to talk about that coach is probably going to be fired by week 5. That's definitely something that could possibly be happening. I've never seen an Alabama team be so lackadaisical. Vividly, there was a watching, I don't know who number 18 was, but just lollygagging to the football. You just see that these kids don't want it anymore, or just checked out, or just on their own time, and there's just no passion for the game anymore. And that's what I saw in Alabama. Like, when's the last time you've seen the Alabama team go ahead and not get to the football? I don't know. I guess we're seeing it now. What else was there?
Clemson took an L. I thought Clemson was going to win.
Yeah. That was a good-ass game, though. I like that game.
Yeah, but they scored 10 points, bro. That ain't – come on, bro. You at home. You can't walk into, what they call it, the Death Valley. I don't know. You can't walk out there the opening week of the season. You rank number 4. Y'all, like, it's been a lot of momentum about, this team and the quarterback. And then you walk out there and your quarterback put up 10 points. Like, 10 points, bro. Like, what is that? And you scored no points in the second half. The 10 you scored was in the first half. So I guess we see who the real Tigers was. I mean, the Clemson quarterback was I think it's Klubnik, 19 for 38 for 230, 1 interceptions, no touchdowns. The running game was obsolete. They running back had 5 carries for 16 yards. Like, that's it. Like, and then they didn't run no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't run the ball no more. I didn't see a bunch of great wide receivers out there making plays. So it's just like, man, come on, bro. Like, we need more impressive games than that, bro. Like, all the anticipation was, hey, they about to be this, and they back, and Clemson back, and Dabo finally got it together again, and all of this stuff, and then you walk out there and lose and score no points in the second half. You gotta do better, bro. I guess we seen who the real Tigers was. LSU boys, they out there doing their thing, man. Clemson Clemson still Clemson. They ain't really been shit since Lawrence left. They ain't really been competitive since then. What's going on, Dabo? Might want to get in that portal.
Might want to. And then you go ahead and just end it with the emergence of Bill Belichick going ahead and facing the good old TCU Thornhogs and get absolutely killed. That was an embarrassment, bro. I literally, and especially everything that's going on with him outside of football and that whole situation with his girlfriend or whatever you want to call it, to go ahead and get dog walked 48-14 at home with MJ, everyone in attendance, you giving hope that, you go ahead and have a great first drive, and then you don't go ahead and score until the third quarter. It's going to be a long season for him. I think we just saw the end of his coaching career last night. Because what are they going to do in the ACC? You telling me that they're going to go ahead and beat Florida State? No. Miami? No. Pitt? No. SMU? No. Virginia? Maybe. Wake Forest, excuse me? Maybe. Clemson? Maybe. Stanford? Maybe. Syracuse? Maybe. They really have a potential chance to go ahead and maybe win 2 games after what I saw last night from every play. Quarterback, coaches, defense.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not.
Yeah, it's not good. It started off good. That first possession, though, them boys, 7 was out there throwing that ball. They had a great opening possession. So, but soon as you got to settle in and play football, can you still be disciplined? Are you still focused enough to worry about this 2nd and 8 in the second quarter, mid-second quarter? You gonna be focused enough to understand the severity of that 2nd and 8, or you just gonna think it's a regular 2nd and 8? How much attention to detail these guys gonna play with? I knew it was over when that quarterback threw that out route and it was a pick 6. He threw late to the flat. I say, oh, hell no. I say, nah. Yeah, we just got to see it, man. It's week 1. There's a lot of things going on, a lot of hype around them. So maybe that wave has settled down and passed by, and we'll see what happens from now. But here's what it is. They lost. TCU looked good, though.
They did. And last but not least here, before we go ahead and take you guys out, man, put you on the spot here. You're on the clock. You're a GM. Are you taking Puka Nacua or Amon St. Brown as your wide receiver?
All right, is this for 1 year? What are we talking about? 1 year?
This is just.
You just saying.
I'm just saying. There's no ties to where it's this year that they've been good. Last year, coming out of college. Are you either taking both healthy, both tip-top shape, both what they did last year? We'll go ahead and say both what they did last year. Are you going to go ahead and take Puka Nacua, or are you going to take Amon St. Brown?
Bro, both of them are tough, bro.
Both of them saying.
Both of them are fucking Heinz Wardy. They just like bricks. You feel what I'm saying? Like they strong downhill wide receivers. They smooth. They both smooth. They still can. Man, I'm telling you, that Puka Nacua catch last year, probably one of the best fucking catches I've ever seen besides the Antonio Brown catch against the Packers years and years ago. If y'all know that Antonio Brown catch on the sideline, 4th quarter, under 2 minutes left, caught an out route like damn near over his head and got top 5, not 5. Puka Nacua, St. Brown. If I had to choose one to take, I'm going Puka Nacua, bro. I'm going Puka Nacua. He just, both, like I said, you can't go wrong with either one of them. You can't go wrong.
No, you can't.
But Puka, I think he be taking that bitch more of the distance than St. Brown. St. Brown be doing his thing all everywhere, but like, I think Puka can take a screen 70 yards. I don't know if St. Brown can catch a screen and go 70. I watched Puka catch a fucking drag route or a screen route or something and go. I ain't saying he's super fast, but he, like I said, he played downhill. I think that will bring more to my offense. So I'm going to go with Puka Nacua.
I like how you stay with your guns on there. I had to go ahead and test the waters and see if he was going to go ahead and say Amon St. Brown, but you stick with Puka Nacua. And no, again, like you said,
man. Come on, bro. You know me better than that, bro.
Man. But no, with that, everyone, we appreciate you tuning in. Big week for Michigan State. Big week for the Detroit Lions. And just a big week with all for Michigan sports, especially when it comes to our Spartans, our Detroit Lions, our Tigers. So be tuned in. with that, man, you guys have a
Who you?
wonderful week. Wonderful week.
Who? Because the game play on Thursday. Game on Thursday. Opening night on Thursday.
Yeah,
Eagles
I
Cowboys.
forgot.
Who you taking? Who you taking? I know you. I know you're gonna take the Eagles. How much the Eagles gonna win?
They're winning by 2 scores. Saquon's gonna have 15 carries for 130 yards. The score might be 40 to. It's gonna be 40. It might be 40 to 20 something. But those points that the points that Dallas get, they come late because the game's already done.
I think Dallas is gonna score. I mean, you still got George Pickens and you got CeeDee Lamb. Those are two. You feel me? Like Dak. Like he mad they traded Micah and shit like that, but he got George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I don't think. I mean, I would probably say Dak ain't never had two receivers like that since he had CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
But I think these guys damn near might be more dynamic because CeeDee Lamb was a rookie when I think Cooper was there. CeeDee Lamb ain't no rookie, and George Pickens ain't no rookie either. Them guys are in they damn near in their prime. You feel what I'm saying? So I think this is gonna help Dak out a lot. I think the score, yeah. With that being said, I got the Eagles for sure. I think the Eagles gonna definitely put up over 40. I think they're gonna put up over 40 because the Cowboys defense is suspect and the Eagles offense is not suspect. They are not suspect. I think they're gonna ball out on offense. So I got the score being 45-24. Eagles gonna win 45-24 opening night. Banner's gonna be dropped. Energy gonna be there. It's a division game. Jerry Jones gonna be mad because he gotta watch them bring down the banner in front of him. And he ain't seen one since
96.
probably down there since I was born. Or 95, 96. I was like 3 years old. And Earth year, never mind. Yeah, so I got the Eagles for sure. 45-24. They're gonna beat them by a couple scores.
I totally forgot about that, man. You got Thursday and a beautiful game to go ahead and start. Obviously, the NFL season, and obviously you got the games you mentioned. But everyone, you guys have a wonderful week, wonderful weekend. This will be on every social media platform that we have here when it comes off the top. Liv, take us out, man. But if you want to or not, you already know what it is, everybody. Peace out.
Yes, Hersky.